so in love with you. I'll never thrill again to somebody new.
Happy birthday, Patricia, Zoe, Brock, Warren. We're so excited to celebrate you.
Hi, Grandma! We want to wish you a happy birthday. We're so excited to be a part of this day, celebrating and honoring you. You are a woman deserving of honor.
There are not enough words in the English language to describe the Wonder Woman that is my grandmother.
So I hear you're wanting to know about this lady Patricia. Yeah, I happen to know her pretty well, actually.
Happy birthday! You are officially 1 year older.
Hey, happy 80th birthday, Grandma. I miss you and I love you.
Happy birthday, Grandma Pat.
Hi, Grandma Pat. Ignore my insane hair. Happy birthday.
Hi, Grandma. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a great time. I wish I could be there with you all today, but you are in my heart and in my thoughts and prayers right now.
I just want to say, first of all, happy birthday.
Hey Mom, we're here to celebrate you, and so you know what we need to do? We need to rise up and praise you because you are a Proverbs 31 woman.
My mom is magic. She's always been magic as long as I've known her. When I was a toddler, that was my name for her, Magic Mommy.
Happy 80th birthday, Mom. I love you.
I wonder if Dad really knew what a great wife he was getting when he married Mom. I don't think he did. I know a lot of people that can do a lot of things okay. But what's wild is how Grandma Pat can do a million things like a pro.
So what I think is great about my grandma is really everything.
She's a hardworking woman. Never seen her take the lazy or the easy route. She's always taken the best route, the thing that gets it done the right way.
For me, Grandma Pat was my only grandmother growing up because my mom's mother died before I was even born. Because of this, I always cherished the time I spent with her that much more. It didn't matter what we were doing, as long as I was with her, I was a happy girl.
When I think of my grandma, the first thing I think of is her hands. She has hands that are always busy, caring for people and creating.
We know that when we come into your house, we're home, and that we're in a place where we can be ourselves and in a place where we're known, loved, and enjoyed.
I love you so much Everything that you've done for this family and everything that you've done for me can't be mentioned in one 60-second video. But my life is so much better because you have been in my life, sharing your experience, loving on me, being generous, being hospitable, always encouraging in my creative pursuits and with my job and my relationships.
We just love you so much. From the time I met you so many years ago, you have always been the most capable lady I've ever met, the most creative that I've ever met, and just you continue to amaze me.
Others will talk about how amazing she is, her capabilities. She would work full-time all the time I was growing up and get up in the middle of the night to clean house.
Noble, I looked it up in the dictionary, and the two meanings that stood out to me were of high moral character and excellent, which really does work for Mom.
She gardens. She mowed her own lawn until everyone was like, you need to stop that.
She's an amazing cook. She can cook better than most restaurants, honestly. I've had the opportunity of staying with her and getting to eat dinner with her often, and it's always one of my favorite parts of the day.
She is a woman of class, woman of poise, and she's deep in love.
I have so many memories of weekends spent with her, learning how to cook, how to set the table, how to bake banana bread, how to use a sewing machine. And these were all lessons that she taught me with her hands.
You've been a real gift to my life, and especially lately as I've been getting to hang out with you more, just your wisdom has really been guiding me a lot through some difficult decisions.
You are the hostess par excellence, and you have given our family an example of what it is to show hospitality. Not only have you opened your doors to welcome the stranger and new acquaintances and friends, but your open doors to our family have deeply impacted and ministered to all of us.
Some of my favorite memories growing up were the times that I got to go spend a week with Grandma and Papa without my brothers and sisters. I got to have all my grandparents' attention to myself. And I remember Grandma always making things extra special. We would go to the bookstore, we would do crafts, we would do all kinds of fun things, just she and I.
You raised a wonderful son who I get to call my own, and what an influence you had on his life about persevering and getting the job done.
She did those things because she wanted to. It's who she is, it's what she enjoys. Decorator, remodeler, she'll reupholster your couch and it'll look like you just bought it from a furniture store.
Pat, there are many things that I love about you. The fact that you look like Doris Day, that you make me my favorite dessert, Patricia pie, and that I'm taller than you.
Mom has and always has had a servant's heart. And she has a ton of gifts and talents and skills, but always uses them to bless her family and community.
She sewed with me every single beautiful dress that I wore to any dance in middle school. I just had to show her a picture in a magazine of what I wanted, and she would take me to the store and get a pattern and take me back to her house and sew it with me.
When you came over when I was probably 7 years old and taught Rachel and I how to bake your famous banana bread, when you wrote down all the recipe for us, gave us lots of tips. I think after that we made banana bread about every week for many years.
She has impacted my life through her character and storytelling. She showed me that every person deserves to be treated with kindness and respect, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Another thing that's amazing about her is her organization skills. I love things being organized, and no one does it better than Grandma. She keeps everything just the way it should be, and I admire that so much about her. And really that's the ethic that she applies everywhere in her life. She always does everything excellently.
The way she smiles when she tells a good joke. It seems she always has a good joke ready. And the way that she smiles at me, just with a look, that says, I'm proud of you.
Growing up, I always envied my cousins for living so close to my grandma and papa because I didn't get to spend as much time with them as I wished I could. Now that I'm an adult, I really realize how much more it made me appreciate the time that I got to spend with my grandparents.
Pretty much anything that needs to be done, she can do it. She redecorates, she gardens, she remodels the house, takes out walls, puts walls in. Really, whatever needs to be done, she does it because she's really not intimidated by anything or anyone.
She can cook, and she can paint, and she can upholster, and she can probably still to this day kill and pluck a chicken for us if the apocalypse happens.
The things that you taught me about sewing when I got to spend weekends at your house learning, I got to use in theater, and it was a blessing in my life.
She is patient. She has like 19 grandchildren or something like that.
The stories that she tells are just one of a kind.
I've received from her her blessings of who she is and how she raised me. I'm so very grateful for her.
She's the kind of woman that I think all women and little girls look to and think like, gosh, I wish.
She is affectionate and pours herself out, and she never loses her temper with kids.
I can't thank her enough for loving me unconditionally, the lessons she's taught me, and for helping to shape me into the woman I am today. It's really hard to put into words, but Grandma Pat means the absolute world to me, and she is one of my very favorite people on this earth.
Mom's upbringing trained her to be resourceful and resilient. She went through a lot of hardships growing up.
She's always been the absolute most consistent person in my life. That the absolute most important thing is Jesus, family, and then everything else. I just love that about her. That persistence and that consistency, and that it never changes.
She never lets anyone get forgotten.
I have so many things that I could say about the way God made you and the incredible attributes that inspire me and help me want to be more like Jesus, honestly. I would say the limitless hospitality, the continual posture of just serving sacrificially and joyfully, and just your indomitable spirit.
So Patricia Warren is smart, crafty, good at almost everything, but she's also mischievous and used to drive Dad crazy sometimes when we'd sit down at the table and she would make some kind of crass joke or something. He'd be like, Pat, stop talking about that.
many tea parties with you and other cousins was such a fun, joy, privilege for me, and I learned much of what I do in hospitality today from you.
On my 7th birthday, my youngest brother was being born. My mother was in labor, so Grandma was thinking, Jason's birthday is going to get forgotten. So she came out and she, from scratch, baked a cake with me. We made the frosting and we had a blast.
One of my most precious memories as a child is standing beside her at church and hearing her voice harmonizing with the worship. It's just something that's really precious to me.
Growing up, Grandma Pat was one of the few people I really looked up to, and I remember watching her in awe and admiration, just living her life and thinking to myself, that's what I want to be like when I grow up.
I remember one year it snowed. The Houston cousins had gotten in late the night before, and we were eager to start the fun. After gathering almost all the snow in Grandma and Papa's backyard into heaps, Jeffrey, Caleb, and I still didn't have enough to create adequate forts for our snowball fight. So we walked down the street to my house where we filled a large plastic storage bin with snow and drug it down the sidewalk all the way back to Grandma's house. Seeing our struggle, Grandma gave us permission to use her gardening wheelbarrow. The happiest war children have ever waged ensued between Papa and Grandma's garden shed and the always ivy-covered oak tree in their spacious yard. We tossed snowballs at each other ecstatically from the safety of our fortified ice structures until we ran out of ammunition. As the sun began to gradually lower in the sky, our soaked knees and numb fingers soon overcame the incentive to weather the cold, and we headed back indoors. Through the squeaky screen and the heavy red door into the kitchen, we were greeted by the familiar delicious smell of onions cooking on the stove and the sounds of relatives' voices harmonizing in a cohesive, comforting song. Shedding our coats and shoes by the back door, we were given hot chocolate to drink in striped plastic mugs and sat down to thaw out in the heated, family-filled living room.
One of the most prominent memories that I have that is very special to me is the time that I went for a trip for a week, and the ride home was by plane. And it was my first plane trip ever, and I was going to be all by myself for a whole hour on a plane from Arlington to Houston. And my grandma walked me to the gate. She held my hand, and she stood at that window until my plane took off. And I remember looking back into the airport and seeing my grandma in the window and just feeling peace, just knowing everything was going to be okay because my grandma said so.
When Steve and Troy and I were little, Mom had a bedtime routine that was just very comforting, and she rarely varied it. It was bath, story, song, and prayer. So when I had kids, I used the same routine with them, and I'm so happy that I did. We have some very special memories together. When I was almost grown, I had some serious attitude problems. I will never forget how patient Mom and Dad were as I worked through my issues. When I trusted Jesus at age 19, a flood of delayed gratitude washed over me for all she and they had put up with in me.
I have to say that I love how you value and take things that other people might not see as valuable, and you very carefully and with excellence make them into beautiful things.
So Mom, you taught me a million things. Most of what I know I learned from you, but the thing that I use probably the most that you taught me is cooking. I love to cook, and I remember as a child I would always come in the kitchen when you were cooking. I think because I was trained that you were going to give me little snacks along the way, because if you were making potatoes, you'd cut off a little piece of raw potato and hand it to me and I'd eat it, or celery or carrots or broccoli, whatever you were making, you would carve off little bits and hand it to me, and really taught me to love vegetables and standing there watching you cook. it became a joy for me to cook, and I do to this day.
Yes, but we wish you a very happy birthday and that you enjoyed your time with everyone. We send you lots of hugs.
Yes.
If I could even be this close to the Wonder Woman that my Grandma Pat is, then I think I'll be doing an okay job. I love you, Grandma. Happy birthday.
And you're the woman that I look to, that I aspire to be as I continue to grow up. You taught me about hard work, and I just love you and am so thankful for the example you've been in my life, Grandma.
Gives anything less than her absolute best. Honestly, she's a woman that everyone should be able to look up to. And I'm so proud to be able to call her my grandma. I love you so much, Grandma. Happy birthday.
My grandma's always been someone who makes sure that no one ever gets forgotten, and that the person who may get left out should make sure that they don't get left out.
I've learned so much from her, and even when we are not together, all I have to do is think about her to feel her love.
When I think of my grandma, I think of the kind of woman that I want to become. One who is strong and ready to face any challenge, full of grace and elegance, and one who cares for people so well, who listens and just always seems to have the right words to say at the right time. And most of all, one who trusts God completely in every season. I just love that about her. I love you, Grandma. Happy birthday.
Your wisdom has really been guiding me a lot through some difficult decisions, and I just want to let you know that I'm really thankful to have you as my grandma, and I'm really blessed to be your grandkid. I love you so much.
Thank you for loving me and affirming me. Thank you for all the hot tea and ice cream and taco salad, and for always having an open door. Love you.
Happy birthday, Grandma. Thank you for coming for my High School Musical Junior concert. Thank you, and I love you.
Grandma, I love you so much. I am so proud to be a part of this family. I am so proud to call you my grandmother. You're just the most amazing, godly woman, and just everything that I aspire to be in life. And I just love you so much. I love you so much.
Grandma, I want to wish you a happy birthday and say that I am so grateful to have been raised by such a godly and beautiful grandma. And I hope that today is an awesome day, that the Lord just blesses you richly and continues to bless you. In Jesus' name.
Happy birthday, Grandma. I'm just so thankful and blessed that I get to have you as my grandma, and that I get to be your grandson. I've always just looked up to you as a role model and someone that I can look up to as a God-loving and perseverant woman. I'm just praying that you would have a blessed birthday and a blessed year, and that God will continue to bless you like He always does. I love you.
Grandma, I can't tell you what you mean to me. I love you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this year. I hope that it's way better than last year, and just have a happy birthday. And how am I supposed to end this?
Thank you, Mom, for all you are and who you are. You are an amazing girl, especially at 80. We've got many more years to celebrate with you, but may this be a lasting landmark of love as we tell you how much we love you.
above and beyond all her abilities and even her servant heart is the love I received growing up that made me the man I am today. I'm so grateful for my magic mom.
You are one of the most kind, sweetest people I know. You always think the best about people. You always give them the benefit of the doubt. You're always very forgiving and gracious. You accept people the way they are. And I absolutely love that about you. Happy birthday, and we wish many, many more. I love you.
When I think about over the years, all the times when she came to our rescue and helped us out of troubles or just was there, I have nothing but gratitude and praise for her. And Mom, I love you so much.
So Mom, I hope you feel celebrated. I hope you've had a great time. I hope you've shed a few tears of joy, and we all love you so very much. Bless you.